The sun fuels all life. It is the primary source of energy for our planet, driving the processes that sustain life. In the garden, sunlight is essential for plants to grow and thrive. Without it, photosynthesis cannot occur, and plants would wither away. Different plants need different amounts of sunlight. Some plants, like sunflowers, crave the full intensity of the sun, while others, like ferns, prefer the gentle touch of dappled light. Understanding how much sun your garden gets is key to successful gardening. By measuring the light levels in different areas, you can plan where to place each plant for optimal growth. Choose the right plants for the right place, and your garden will flourish. A well-planned garden takes into account the specific light needs of each plant, ensuring they receive just the right amount of sunlight. Some plants bask in the full glory of the sun. These sun-loving plants often have vibrant colors and produce abundant flowers when given plenty of light. Others prefer the cool embrace of shade. Shade-loving plants thrive in areas where direct sunlight is limited, often displaying lush green foliage. Matching the right plant to the right light conditions ensures healthy growth and abundant blooms. By carefully selecting plants that suit the light levels in your garden, you can create a harmonious and thriving environment. By understanding the interplay of sunlight and shade, you can create a thriving and vibrant garden. A garden that balances these elements will not only be beautiful, but also sustainable, providing a sanctuary for both plants and people. Full sun means at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. These sun-drenched spots are perfect for plants that thrive in warmth and light. Think of Mediterranean herbs like rosemary and lavender, their aromatic leaves soaking up the sun's rays. Tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers are also sun worshippers, their fruits swelling and ripening under the summer sun. These plants need plenty of energy to produce their crops. Remember to water them regularly, especially during hot spells, as the soil will dry out more quickly. Partial shade means 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. These areas often receive dappled sunlight, filtered through the leaves of trees or shaded by buildings for part of the day. Many plants thrive in these conditions, enjoying a balance of sun and shade. Hostas, with their lush foliage, are perfect for brightening up shady spots. Ferns, too, enjoy these cool, damp conditions, their delicate fronds unfurling in the dappled light. These plants prefer moist soil, so keep them well watered, especially during dry periods. Full shade means less than 4 hours of direct sunlight per day. These areas may seem challenging for gardening, but many plants relish these cool, sheltered spots. Think of woodland gardens, where delicate wildflowers bloom beneath the canopy of trees. Foxgloves, with their elegant spires of flowers, are well suited to shady areas. Astilbes, too, add a splash of colour to the shade garden, their feathery plumes attracting pollinators. These plants prefer moist, well-drained soil. Add a layer of mulch to help retain moisture and keep the soil cool. Light and shade. A balancing act. Remember, even within a single garden, light conditions can vary greatly. Some areas might bask in full sunlight for most of the day, while others might be in the shade, protected by trees or structures. Observe how the sun moves across your garden throughout the day. Take note of the patterns and how they change with the seasons. This will give you a better understanding of your garden's unique light conditions. Note down which areas receive full sun, partial shade, and full shade. This detailed observation is crucial for planning your garden layout effectively. This will help you choose the right plants for the right places. Plants have different light requirements, and placing them in their ideal spots will ensure they thrive. Don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes, moving a plant to a different location can make all the difference in its growth and health. Some plants may surprise you with their adaptability. They might flourish in conditions you didn't expect, adding a delightful element of surprise to your garden. You can also modify light levels by adding shade cloth. This is particularly useful in areas that receive too much sun and need sun protection, or planting taller plants to create sheltered areas. Tall plants can act as natural shade providers, creating microclimates within your garden. With a little observation and planning, you can create a garden that flourishes in all its light and shade. By understanding and working with the natural light conditions, you can ensure that every plant has the best chance to thrive, creating a harmonious and beautiful garden space. Mapping your garden's light. Before you start planting, take some time to map out the light conditions in your garden. Observe your garden at different times of the day. Mark down areas of full sun, partial shade, and full shade on a piece of paper. This simple map will be an invaluable tool when choosing plants. Consider the direction your garden faces. South-facing gardens receive the most sunlight, while north-facing gardens are generally shadier. Also, note any existing trees or structures that might cast shadows. The right plant, the right place. Once you have a clear understanding of your garden's light levels, you can start selecting plants. Visit your local garden centre and look for plants that are labelled for full sun, partial shade, or full shade. Don't be afraid to ask for advice from experienced gardeners. Remember to consider the mature size of the plants you choose. A small shrub that thrives in partial shade might eventually grow into a large, shade-casting tree. Plan ahead to ensure that all your plants have enough space to grow. The changing seasons. Lights dance. Light conditions in your garden will change throughout the year. In summer, the days are long and the sun is high in the sky, casting long shadows. In winter, the days are shorter and the sun is lower, resulting in less direct sunlight. When choosing plants, consider their light requirements throughout the year. Deciduous trees, for example, will cast shade in summer, but allow more light to reach the ground in winter when they lose their leaves. A garden for all seasons. Understanding sunlight and shade helps create a year-round thriving garden. Balance is key for plant health and beauty. Choose plants with different light needs for continuous blooms from spring to fall. Each season will have its highlights. Use foliage plants for colour and texture when flowers are scarce. Hostas, ferns and grasses add visual interest. Gardening is a journey of discovery. Observe how your garden evolves. Experiment and learn. Try new plants each year to see how they fit in. Mistakes are learning opportunities. With care, your garden will be beautiful and abundant. Enjoy the journey and happy gardening. Remember, patience and persistence are key. Each season brings new opportunities to grow and learn. Embrace the changes and let your garden be a reflection of nature's cycle. Happy gardening!